everyone. I'm Siddhi Dheer, the Executive Director of TIE Singapore, and welcome once again to our digital series under the Emerge program. This program is in collaboration with YBI and in support with Google.org, where we are helping the SMBs and the startups who are struggling due to COVID. These series, every week we come up with a session which either curtails to a business or a digital problem that these entrepreneurs and SMBs are facing, and we try to solve them. This time with us is Jolly Ahuja. Jolly Ahuja is the channel sales lead for Google Maps, SENANZ. Her job is spreading the message around Google Maps API, its use case, and why Google believes location and mapping are critical for business operations. Jolly started her career as brand manager, and since then, she has been talking about utility of software licenses to different industries. Jolly today is going to talk about location strategy and why you should be using Google Maps in your business. With that, I'll hand it over to Jolly. Jolly, over to you.
Thanks, Sudhi, and very good afternoon, good evening to all of you. I'm Jolly. I've been with Google for last 5 years almost now, and all along in Maps. So yes, I love Maps, and that's the reason I thought, why don't I speak to the companies here and run them through why you should use Google Maps, and for that matter, why location is important for your businesses. So before I start my presentation, a very quick question to all of you, and that's more for my understanding. How many of you use Google Maps? I mean, if I ask that question, all of you would say yes. But my question is, how many of you use Google Maps APIs for your businesses? If you can answer that on the chat, that will be very helpful. That's number one. And the second thing is, we'll keep this session very interactive, but since I'll have to jump off between two tabs, so I'll present my deck, and towards the end, will be more than happy to take all of your questions. So please put that in chat, that how many of you are using Google Maps APIs for your businesses. And I hope you learned something out of it. So let's get started. Give me a moment, I'll share my screen. I hope you can see my screen, Siddhi. Siddhi, can you just unmute yourself and confirm?
Yes, no, it says Jolly Ahuja started screen sharing, but we are unable to see your screen.
Well, it should be visible now. It says that my tab is already shared.
Okay, why don't you stop share and start share? Hey, now we can see it.
Perfect.
Great.
Cool. So quickly jumping to it, why is geospatial intelligence matters more than ever? So since 2005, we launched Google Maps in 2005, and since then we have been helping people to navigate and explore the world wherever they are. When we started as a very small application, as a web application, which you use as a consumer. And today we have evolved and to 18 APIs, which is used by more than 5 million websites and businesses. So most of the Fortune 500 companies already use Google Maps. So before, I do a deep discussion, you need to understand there are two sets of it. One is Google Maps for consumers, which we use as an individual day in and day out. And the other one is Google Maps for your businesses, how these APIs help you in growing your business. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. Fair enough. So, most of the data in the world has a location component. So 6 out of 10 searches today is location-based search. Today, if I take out my phone and if I try to search for a sushi, I won't get a definition of a sushi. I will get the restaurants which provide best possible sushi near my location. And that's the key, near my location. So today, that's what customers are looking for. Customers want to know where we are, how sooner we can get the sushi, for an example, or how sooner we can get the next delivery. And that makes your business a bit different from others. So that's what we'll see today, how businesses are using it. Well, the biggest challenge which we see in the geospatial data is about the addresses. So, for an example, if since I look after Southeast Asia and ANZ, so I know these challenges. So, just giving naming few of them. In Japan, the blocks are numbered instead. You don't have a complete address. The people enter addresses by block number. In Dubai, every entrance have an address. So, say Dubai Mall with 11 entrances will have 11 addresses attached to it. In France, the postal code comes before the city. And now talking about our region, which is Southeast Asia and of course India, the problem is with the address standardization. So today, when I ask people to put an address and then they will write their village name or their province name, that won't be standardized. So that's where Google Maps helps. It helps in standardizing the addresses and providing it to you in a more cleansed format. Well, then how is it important for enterprises? Why the companies need Google Maps license? So, today 53% of enterprises say that geospatial intelligence is very important. So not talking about geospatial intelligence, what is it? Today, our customers are the users of, they don't just want to see our addresses or their location. They want to see much more than that. Can we have information on demographics? Can we have information on, the target customer salary brackets and all of that? Basically, Google Maps helps you in providing layers of data on the visualization. And that becomes more intelligent, and that's what we call it as geospatial intelligent data. So how does it help our users, our customers? So it helps in the entire life cycle. In a life cycle of a customer, you need to give them better experience. You need to keep them engaged. And also you need to have them a better strategic decision making, you need to give them that sort of enablement that they make better decisions. So that's where intelligence comes in. So you need to, throughout the life cycle of a customer, you need to touch all the points. So they are on your website, okay, you will show them the map, but they should be very easy to locate the address, and that's where you can drop a pin there. And then further, you will help them in making strategic decision. And throughout the journey, you don't want them to leave your application, and that's very important. Well, talking about, the Google Maps is important, but it's very important for me to tell you how the things changed during this last year was challenging for all of us, personally, professionally. So Google Maps, actually, we did a lot of initiatives to help the companies across, not just companies, but individual businesses, as well as the government across globally to, to have a better data quality. Just to give some examples, we kind of covered 10,000 local government so that we can, have COVID test search on our map. So today, if you go and type COVID test, you will see the locations, and we have covered more than 20 countries, and of course, the entire United States. Since March, we have seen around 1 million businesses share posts on COVID-19. And why is it that important? Because when you share posts, you link your business to it and you help your users. So for an example, you might be a delivery company, you might be a food delivery company, for an example, and you want to see how many clicks, your users are making. That's where we helped, and we saw that they were just by adding COVID-19 post, many companies were getting more interactions. And if I could put a date to it, by March, last year, we saw that food delivery near me was the highest search word worldwide. So coming back to the question, why Google Maps platform? Now we know location is important. We know location intelligence is important, but how can Google Maps platform help there? And here I'll be talking about Google Maps APIs. So if I have to divide Google Maps platform in 3 parts, I would divide it into maps, routes, and places. So basically, what is maps? Maps is something which is for visualization. It helps you bringing real-time data on your screen. For routes, it helps customer finds the best way from point A to point Z, but at the same time giving you a real-time traffic data. It tells you, we see that map, it's blue, red, or green. It gives you information on a real-time basis. Places is something which is very, very important, especially in today's world when we want to see which is the nearest location that could provide sushi to us. So places is something which is where we have a very unique and a large set of data. In fact, we have roughly 200 million places that enable them to find specific location, and you can find that location by phone numbers, by by addresses, or any real time signals. So, how do we get this real time data, and why is it so important? So, today, if I have to give you some stats, we do around 50 million daily updates on a real time basis. And just to give you some context, by the time this day finishes, or by the time this present, my presentation gets over, a couple of million updates you would have already done. And this is happening on a real time as I speak. We have around 1 billion active users from where we collect the data, and around 2 billion monthly active devices around the world. And that's how we make our data, or Google Maps data, that enrich. And all of this data help us in making a better accuracy, better prediction. So that's the reason whenever you book a cab for yourself, you see your ETA, and all this information, we get it from our real-time updates. So what is rich data, and how do we collect that rich data? Today, we have around 120 million local guides. And these local guides help contribute around 20 million places data, which is huge, right? And this places data could be in terms of reviews, could be in terms of ratings, photos, and much more, even footfall, all those stuff that you see on consumer application. So this is the volume of data which we collect on daily basis, and that's how we make our platform very rich. Well, making platform rich is good, but can we scale it? Today, you might be into a business, a short-term business, as SMB, but tomorrow you might want to, scale to a large size. Today, you might have a prototype. From prototype, you might want to get into a production, and perhaps a few years down the line, you want to make it a planet scale, reaching out to your customers globally. So that's where we have got you covered. We have got you covered with our 99.9% SLA. And with our technology, we will very well work with our cloud, and we have got you covered. So tomorrow, if you want to scale up, you don't have to worry about it. And just to give you some examples, if you talk about some industries which are using Google Maps heavily today, or location heavily today, they were not even existing a couple of years back. All these ride-sharing companies or food delivery companies, they were not existing, say, 10 years back or 7 years back. Not just that, all of us got stuck by pandemic last year, and still it's happening, right? We see so many innovative businesses getting launched and helping their users. So and you can only help user when you can scale. You don't have to worry about reliability. You don't have to worry about availability. So that's what you could be free of when you use Google Maps for your businesses. So who uses Google Maps? Is it limited to one industry, one vertical, or one geography? No. If you see my screen, you could see that, right from ride-sharing companies to, companies like, in real estate, to media, everyone uses Google Maps. In fact, 40% of any company's data is a geo data. And that's how these companies and these millions of websites are using location to make their businesses more attractive and engage their customer at a higher level. So how does this geospatial data helps in driving the business? So it helps in making better customer experiences. As I have been saying that, you can keep your customer engaged, you can provide them better decision-making power. And how it helps, again, it helps in optimizing the company operations. When you try to deliver food, or you try to deliver a parcel from point A to B, it needs to be delivered at correct time. It needs to follow the right path. So that's how you help companies in making, and you help your users in making an optimized decision. And finally, deliver the unexpected. None of us knew what would happen in pandemic, or none of us knew when something happens. There was a tsunami in Japan. There has been a flood in India. But that's where companies, company like yours, they came up with very brilliant ideas, and they kind of delivered the best message to your users. So there are a huge use cases. We can talk about 10 or 15 use cases, but today I'll just take you through a couple of use cases because we are limited by time. The first and foremost important use case for businesses is locate places, where you help customer find and visit a place nearby. So what is important? Business need to adapt to new consumer behavior. And what is a new customer behavior? New customer behavior is driven by convenience, value, and availability. It has to be, today it's not only about online shopping or an offline shopping. It is basically more about online to offline, O2O. Today you can't restrict your consumer just on one platform. So that's how you need to see how convenient you are making your application, how valuable you are making it for them, and how soon you are making it available for them. That's very important. Just to give you some stats, 74% of consumers search for store-specific details, which is location nearby, their directions, number of hours, their in-stock products for that matter, prior to their visit. So, and with competition rising up, this is a very, very important information which we can give it to our users and help them stick to your application. Another, just giving you one more example, that how could you help your customer? Very, very easy, finding a store locator. When you're trying to find the store locator, could be for a retail company, or it could be for the banking, it could be an ATM finder, it could be a POS finder. Google Maps could really help you there, and that adds a lot of value to the decision which a user makes. You start on the screen and you can type and see which places are near to your addresses. You can give them direction, you can give them a placeholder like appointment booker. Not just that, you can tell them, okay, this particular ATM, perhaps it's not operational. You can add that, insight and give them intelligence that you need to reroute yourself and don't go to this particular store or an ATM or a POS. You might want to go to another store and make your time valuable. Well, giving you some more examples, talking about retail and dining. So, all these customers which I'll talk about, and they are not limiting themselves to one or two use cases, but yeah, today I will just take you through the most prominent ones. For a retail and dining company, what is the most important? The important is making the search for nearby stores as quickly as possible. We don't want to wait. When we are trying to book a meal for ourselves, we don't want to wait. If we are trying to book a diner for ourselves, we don't want to wait and see, wait for the reply. You want to book it immediately, and we need to know their reviews. We want to have their photographs, perhaps if possible have the street view imagery uploaded, so that we have the complete information before we make a decision. So that's what these retail and dining companies like Staples, Maxida, Argos, they are doing it. They are making kind of an app where you can find a store which covers all of your requirement. And just not that, there you can also have on a real-time basis, you can put your feedback to it if required, and you can add your reviews to it. So that's what these companies are doing it. Another example, all of us know about IKEA, right? IKEA is known for their operations, but how could they make their operations more worthy, and how could they gain more customer base? So what they do, actually, they utilize geocoding and geolocation APIs. So just to give you an example, what is geocoding and geolocation API? Geocoding is basically a set of lat longs. So every location has a lat long attached to it, and when and those lat longs are geocodes, and when you convert a lat long to your addresses, that's a reverse geocode. So that's what every address, every point has a geolocation or a lat long attached to it. So these companies, they are using Google Maps APIs to determine where their customers are, so that they could use it for their marketing purpose. They could use it for their real-time inventory purposes. So if I'm a customer of IKEA and they know my address, they would tell me which is the nearest IKEA I could go to, for an example. Or if it is a time where I just want a delivery at my place and they have multiple IKEA stores, they would connect me to the right store, or they could make delivery at my residence at the time I want to. So they actually help their customers, companies like IKEA, to find the nearest store and find specific items. That is very important, right? You need to have an inventory in control. So these companies like IKEA, that's what they're doing it. They're making information available to the users. They're keeping them engaged, and that's where they're helping them to make a wise operational decision. Talking about financial services, that's another sort of companies which is very where we use location quite extensively, right? I don't know how many you know about it, but let me give you an example. A couple of years back, demonetization happened in India. When demonetization happened, then you were not able to kind of withdraw cash from many ATMs because it was out of cash, and that was the biggest ask from the users, that from where should I go, which is the nearest ATM. There was a queue. Yeah, there are hours and hours of queue outside ATMs, right, to withdraw the cash. And that's where companies, they kind of raised the bar. They made an application and told them, okay, this is the nearest ATM which you should go. These are the ATMs which actually has cash, so that you don't stand in a queue for long hours and you get no information out of it. So financial services, banks, they use Google Maps to find addresses of their ATM, which they call as ATM locator, and of course give them ETA, give them direction, give them more information around that area. That's what I was talking about, right? When you kind of tell customer that, okay, this is the nearest ATM, but you need to tell them, okay, which is how you should go there, what's the traffic condition, and do you really have a cash there or not? So all this information you can actually layer it on the top of Google Maps and provide it to the users. One use case is not mentioned here, but I would really like to talk about that use case as well. So if you're a fintech company, if you're a fintech startup for that matter, you might want to add location to your statement. Today, if I see my credit card, we are not traveling, but when I even before last year, we used to travel a lot. I used to travel a lot, and if I make a kind of swipe my card anywhere at any airport, I won't know about it because legal name does not match the merchant name. Say, for an example, if I try to swipe my card at some store at Changi Airport, it may not tell me I swipe my card at Zara store or for that matter at somewhere else. But if you add location to it, I exactly know where my card was swiped. I exactly know how much I swiped and in which currency. So instead of calling the call center for long hours, I can actually see on my on the dashboard on my credit card statement that yes, this purchase was made in this currency at this location, which is super useful, right? Just think about a time when I lose my credit card, or there has been some fraudulent transaction on my credit card. Immediately, instead of calling the credit card provider for long hours, I can actually see on my phone, on my desktop, where was the transaction done, and take decisions accordingly. So these way, fintech companies or the other companies are going forward and implementing innovative use cases. Well, nothing, without the numbers. And if you don't have returns, there's no point of talking about the solution, right? So these are some numbers which were given to us by our existing customers for like talking about Swisscom. Swisscom, they had more appointments like this right now. Telecom is one such vertical which is facing a lot of demand, right? All of us are working from home. We need more internet connectivity. We need to know where we have best sort of coverage. So Swisscom, by implementing Google Maps, they saw more visits coming to their website. They saw more appointments, and that grew by 25x. Argus saw a huge increase their monthly visitors, which increased by 12, and their bounce rate reduced by 12%. So, it is said that lesser the number of clicks, higher is the chances of converting a prospect to a customer. That's what these companies are doing it. By adding location, they're reducing the number of clicks, and they're reducing them moving out of their application. You can develop a small application, but and you might tell me, okay, I don't want to use location intelligence. I'll ask my users to go back to consumer application and then come back to my application. But do you think that would really happen if they leave your application? That's a big question mark, and that's something you need to think about. The next stats which we got was from Socash, and from Socash they saw 22% monthly growth. This was through their as I said, ATM locator or money providing service locator. So these were some stats which was given to us by our customers. Nexeta, they saw higher increase in traffic, and they saw click and collect reserve orders by 50%, which is a huge number just by implementing location to their application. The other use case, which is very important, is tracking assets, understanding how and where your assets are. It's just not important because you want to give that information to your user, but it's also because you need to understand as a company about your supply chain. You need to plan much in advance that, how is my supply chain acting? So again, more logistic companies are utilizing asset tracking to drive growth. 64% higher GPS asset tracker, 98% beneficial impact on their fleet operation, and of course, 80% of companies have said that this is very, very important for their business. Another example, DPD. DPD, we have been helping DPD in finding the address, in tracking their assets on a real-time basis. So, if you are a user of a DPD or companies like DHL or DPD, you can actually help user in the entire journey, right from sending them to a SMS, to locating their package, to telling them where your driver is, and finally, kind of giving them the feedback or taking the feedback from them. So you help customer at every touch point. The other example is, locate and track moving fleet. So companies like Fleetminder, Big Change, they are the companies, those who were, for them, moving fleets is their bread and butter. And the drivers are the one, who kind of lead their business. But these drivers are not the people, those who understand Google Maps. These are the people who understand, but they understand the routes. So that's where, it was very important for them to provide these drivers a very relevant information on a platform which they understand. Like all of us know about Google Maps. So that's the reason, when they started providing this information to their drivers, to their user, it was very easily adapted. And they kind of saw a very huge growth. And I'll show these numbers in next few slides. Well, you need to locate, track, and route vehicles. So, for an example, and it's very common in Southeast Asia, in entire market. You start sending your package from point A to point B, and without realizing there has been some problem on the way. Right, there could be an accident, some construction going on. So you need to move your, you need to reroute your package, and that's what these companies are doing it by using location data, because this is real time. So you can actually reroute the package as and when needed. Not just that, plus codes. Plus codes are very important. I'm not sure how you guys know about the plus code or not, but plus code is something which we launched a couple of years back. They actually provide the addresses which does not have a proper kind of a proper standardized address. So plus code basically give you a alphanumeric number, and every location has a plus code. It helps to serve your customers better, especially in the areas where the addresses are not standardized, which could be in some village or province in some region. So see, some of the other customer, those who are using it is Hire and DPD, as I said. So, they kind of interact. If you see my screen, you see a lot of screenshot, because they are engaging customer at different levels by sending them SMS, by pinpointing the location, by actually kind of scheduling their entire package. If I'm not at home right now and some package gets delivered, they'll have to drop it outside. But if it is a perishable food, then it won't make any sense. So that's the reason they need to kind of make it available on my choice of time. So that's the reason these companies use Google Maps for their real-time data. Well, we can't conclude our discussion without talking about local rides and deliveries. The companies like Swiggy, Scribble, other food delivery companies. And if you remember my slide where I kind of put some stats, and I told that food delivery near me was the highest search kind of a word in April last year, because all of us were stuck at our home, and something which was very important is the food, and how could we have that food delivered at our location. So if you see these customers quickly, and some of them are even startups, they quickly adopted it. They use Google Maps and started providing information to the user so that they don't move out of. So as soon as you open, say for example, Swiggy, application, you could see where is your food. You could actually track your food, and at the end you can give feedback on that. So that's what these companies are doing. They are keeping it real time. They're estimating delivery time, and they're making the data much more enriched for their users. Another example, this is from retail actually. So Shopify, all of us know about it. Shopify use Google Maps for different purposes, but the most important is they improve customer confidence on their package. As a user, if I'm coming to your business, I should feel confident, especially if you are a new business, right? Most of you might be new to, you might have opened your new business, or you might be new to the entire vertical itself. So if I'll only come to you if I trust you. And that's where adding such features where you can tell them when is your when you can tell when is packet arriving, if you can give them facilities like tracking it on a real time basis, that helps a lot. So that's what Shopify is doing. They help the customer from cart to their home. This is something very interesting. So this is on IoT. So as we know, most of devices are getting connected. We are generating terabytes of data every day. So that's the reason it's very important to add location to this data, especially in a connected home appliances. We are moving to a stage where we want everything connected. I reach my home and I'm late tonight. I just want my food to be warmed, and my refrigerator, my dryer, my microwave should know that I'm 30 minutes away from my home, and it should warm my food. So location is that important. Not just that, even for security purpose, right? I need to have cameras installed. I need to track what's happening if I'm not at home, or set up an alarm. So all these things use location, and it actually does wonder. And as Google, we are trying to help a lot of IoT companies to track their assets, to provide them something where they could add location and make their use case more viable to the users. Embed geolocation to variables, right? All of us wants to, we have kids at home, we have pets at home, and we want to keep them safe, right? So we want to track their movement as well. So that's where companies are coming forward and adding location to the wearable devices. The reason I'm mentioning this use case is because I don't want to limit you guys to the traditional use case of visualization or moving from point A to B. Companies like this on IoT, they are using Google Maps or the location for very innovative use case, right? To track pets, to track kids, where maybe the kids are going for a walk and they have some need and they want immediately attention. So that's where you need to know where are they. So companies like Vagabonds and all, they're using GPS tracker, and they use location component to make it more useful and to provide a better experience to their users. I think this is the last use case which I would like to discuss. This is more on insurance. So, it is said that when pandemic struck us, that why we need to go. Everyone started thinking about it. That really, do we need to go to a bank? Really, do we need to go to an insurance agent? Can we have bank at our home? Can we have insurance person at our home instead of going there and exposing us to to a lot of people? And that's where these companies, they are coming forward and they're using innovative use cases like can we bring bank to your home? Can we provide you a street view to see that? And where is our location if you want to come down to our location, our banks? Not just that, this is something whatever I'm telling is more customer facing, but as a user, as the engineers of your company, the technical architects of your company also need to have something which is very easy to use. And that's where Google Maps comes into picture. The APIs are super friendly, documentation is quite well on our websites, and it gives a good view to even your users, even your employees, right? That how could they use Google Maps? They could use Street View to see which is next house where you could go and kind of talk about your insurance policy. Or can we geofence the data? Geofencing means can we kind of have a polygon and think about perhaps today I should go to this particular sector and I have 4 customers there, and I can talk to them about my new policies or my whatever new program I have launched. So these are the things which really helps business grow, because time is an essence, right? You need to think about it, how best you could use your employees, and how best you can give them interface which helps them in making better decisions. So so you need to think about how you can add location to your use cases. Giving you some numbers again. 20% of customers' vehicle expenses were reduced. So this was something given by Abex. Enevo, they had this is basically into a waste management company where they saw that just by adding location component, they saw cost cut by 50%, which is huge, especially for a non-profit or a company which is in the waste management. And definitely you see how you could reduce the kilometers which you travel, right? So these are the stats which were given to us by our customers. Greenwheels, a very interesting customer, they actually saw 60% increase in their bookings, and they saw 100% increase in their customer since they started using Google Maps, which is good, right? Which is great. And you can Google about all these companies. They could be big in name, but they started very small. Some of them started very small with maps, and now they see 100% growth in their customers. So this brings me to my last slide, right? That you could be in any business. You could be in food delivery. You could be in ride sharing, travel, hospital, insurance, banking. Location is center of your business, and you think about it. How is location as a center of your business? How you could use location data to make it more useful to the user? How can you keep them engaged? How can you give them better experience? And finally, it all comes down that how you can help them in making better decisions, and don't move out of your application and stick to you as a customer. So this is something I want to leave you guys. Just think about it, and come back to me if you have any more questions. But yeah, that's all from my side. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Jolly. This was really great, and you were on time. So we were thinking of 40 minutes, and we got you in 40 minutes. Jolly, I have a few questions, and folks, anyone who has a question, please type in your question in the Q&A route. Jolly, if you're okay, you could switch on your video as well. We are unable. Yeah, there we see you. Great. Jolly, I had one question. You said that certain companies grew by 100%. So essentially, location definitely makes a difference. And for viewers who haven't used location in Google Maps in their location strategy yet, how do we go about? What is the how do we proceed this? What are the first steps to it?
Well, the first step is thinking about it. You need to think how you can add location to your business, right? That's something we can discuss with them, but and read a lot about it. There are a lot of blogs, there are a lot of posts. Recently, we did a study with BCG. It's on our website, and the good part with Google is we kind of publish a lot of data. So go to the blogs, go to our website. You just need to type a simple thing, Google Maps platform, Google Maps, and you will get a lot of information. Read those case studies, read those documentation. And then if you feel really it is interested, you can reach out to me through LinkedIn or by dropping me an email, and we can discuss one-on-one as well. But first thing is we need to educate ourselves and think about how you can add, just sit back and think that, how should we move from point A to point B? How could we, raise our bar and add location and add better experience to our users?
I totally agree with you, Jolly. So the first thing that I'm listening is read more information. If there are any links that you can share with us, we are happy to share it with all our registrants in the future as well, and your email ID, like you mentioned. The next step, if you could guide us through the process. Suppose I get in touch with the Google folks and I want to incorporate Google Maps. Is there any sort of license that I'm supposed to go through? How does that work?
Yeah. So as I've been mentioning, that there are two pieces to it. One is consumer application and one is Google Maps API. So for an example, if you want to add your business to Google Maps, that when I open as a consumer, I open Google Maps and I want to see my business listed, then there is it is called as Google My Business, GMB. And I'll share that link also. You need to reach out to them. They have a very good support team working across the regions, and you can reach out to them and they'll tell you the process. In fact, it's very well listed on a website as well. Now, when it comes down to using APIs, which is very important, right? So what you could do is, number one, you can reach out to our website, and our website has, to start off, you kind of use our APIs, and there is a model where if you're a startup, you get first $200 as free, and beyond that, we start charging charging. So you can definitely go online and start using it. But beyond that, we have a very good partner ecosystem in place. So they're like our extended team. So, and that's also mentioned on our website. So you can reach out to one of our partners and they will do the consulting for you guys, and they can help you. And that kind of connects to your first question as well, Siddhi, that you can talk to these partners, and trust me, no question is a stupid question, no question is a basic question. You can talk to them and learn more about Google Maps, and that's how you could approach. But yeah, all of these things are on our website, and you can have a look on that.
Perfect, Jolly. My next question would be, as far as when you were talking about, you need to enhance the user experience of a customer by using Google Maps. If you could shed light on a company which is into, say, travel and hospitality. No, travel and hospitality is given, sorry, not travel and hospitality, but say a fintech company. How would that company increase his user experience by Google Maps? Because they are not into traveling, they're not delivering from A to B. So is that so Google Maps essentially is not relevant for them, or is it for all the companies?
Oh, it is for all the companies. As I said that, you name a company, and I can tell you 40% of data will be geospatial, geolocated data that will have a geolocation attached to it. Talking about fintech, and fintech is one of our target vertical. It's one of our focus vertical for this year. For Google Maps. Giving you some examples, right? Say if you are a bank, right? The major issue which is faced by a bank is quality of data. Right, it is said that I speak to the banks and they tell me that the data entered is not clean, and if my data is not clean, I cannot reach out to those customers with my offerings and with my portfolio, right? So that's where you need to add location at your front end. So if I open ABC Bank website, I should be able to type my address correctly. I should be able to locate my address correctly, and it should be stored within banking server system. And tomorrow, if bank has to go forward and speak to them for their portfolio or reach out to them with their marketing activities, they could do that. That's number one use case. Second use case for financial could be, as I was mentioning about Socash, is ATM locator, which is the nearest or a POS where you could go and get cash. That's a very easy, very common use case, but it adds a lot of value. When you trust me, when you are on your way and you need cash, sometimes you need it desperately because companies, some points are not accepting your credit cards. You need a cash desperately. So you need to know which is the nearest ATM or a machine which could give you the cash. That's number two. Number three is, which I see it will grow with, I hope it grows when we start traveling. It's definitely about the credit card statements, how you can make your statements more intelligent, right? Today I swipe my card in Singapore, and tomorrow I might be in Japan or maybe in somewhere else, and I swipe my card there. I need to know where am I swiping my card, where my money is going. I don't need to wait till end of the month to get my statement and then call the call center and kind of understand, and this payment was done there. So all these things add a lot of engagements at customer level, and they value these. Really, trust me on this. They really value these engagements, and as a user, if I would value as well, if I have to pay certain bucks extra to get my location of my credit card swiping, I would love to do that. So yeah, these are a few use cases, but data cleansing, ATM locator, and transaction enrichment, if I can call it that way. So, how can you enrich the transaction? So these are things which I hear quite commonly in BFSI.
Oh, great. Thank you so much, Jolly. This was really insightful and useful, especially for the companies who have not used or have not planned their location strategy. So this information was useful for them and for the others as well. We would be sharing your email ID and also the links that you share with us with all our registrants tomorrow. Folks who could attend today, thank you so much. This video would be available on YouTube on our channel for our members, and you could view it there. Please join in next week on the 24th of February for digital payments, where we have Manfred Pan talking about it, and in one of our yet another Go Digital series under the Emerge program. With that, Jolly, thank you once again for sharing and spending your evening with us and sharing your insights. We really appreciate that.
My pleasure. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Please fill up the feedback form before you fill in. That's really important for us. We're launching the poll now. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.